Welcome to Mycity. I'm Scott Harrell, your host who's back from the dead. I've been ill, but I'm feeling really good now. It's good to be back. And of course, we're all here because of Bob, our head of Mycity. And hopefully Bob has some exciting news he wants to share about the adding some AI functionality to Mycity. But first, we're going to go around the room and just give 1 minute intros. Or less. And we're going to start this morning with Paul Levine. Good morning, Paul. You're muted.
I had dinner with Bob last night, so I had my fill. But you know who I am. This is a close-knit group already, and that's great. We work with each other, we trust each other, and that's probably the most important thing we have.
Very nice.
You know what? Can I add, when you guys individually speak, tell us who you want or need to meet.
Okay, I need to meet real estate investors, CPAs who have clients who invest in real estate, attorneys who have clients who invest in real estate, people who want to invest in real estate or who want to be in the real estate industry.
Very cool.
So I think the word here is real estate.
And who want to save income taxes.
Very important these days.
You betcha.
All
Very
righty.
important always.
Thank you, Paul. Let's move now to Roy Dickens.
Paul didn't tell us what he does, even though I think I know.
All right, I am a commercial realtor, but I am unique. I was a practicing CPA for over 50 years before getting into real estate. And as I like to put it, I have more income tax education, knowledge, experience, creativity, and expertise than anybody else doing what I do.
Paul, can I ask you on the commercial real estate, where do you, any particular area, like LA, Orange County, South Bay, any particular area where you're focused on for commercial real estate, or just generally?
The world.
Gotcha.
Because in the United States, wherever the Internal Revenue Code is the governing body, that's where we work. But as far as anything else, it's called, we've been working with it so long that we know how to creatively put a deal together.
Great. Good stuff. Okay, thank you, Paul. And next up, Roy.
Okay, Roy Dickens. I've been doing SEO basically for over 14 years. And just in the last few months, I've put together something different that I think is a whole lot better than SEO. It still does the same thing, but it actually brings buyers to you on day one. So you don't have to wait 6 months till your website is finally doing what it's supposed to do and then continue to keep it up. You can get buyers immediately with our new, it's an AI lead generation system. So that's what we're putting into place. The kind of people I want to meet are marketing managers, chief marketing officers, and people who own real estate agencies.
Good stuff.
So is that AI, is that a new thing that you've developed recently, Roy?
It's brand new. Nobody else even has it. Just us, a few of us guys that put it together. It's what it does is it goes out and, well, you put in the keywords that are important to you that you want to be found for, and the technology goes out and finds people who are accessing sites using those keywords, and then they leverage their intent to actually move forward and buy something. And when that intent is the highest, that's when you get the lead, and it's the lead for your keywords. So it's just as if they came to your site, but they actually came to somebody else's site, but we intercepted it and send it right to you. And you might actually have it before the people they were looking for in the first place, because you'll get it in a fraction of a second.
Roy, I sent you a chat message. I have a potential client for you. Could we set up a meeting for next Thursday?
Absolutely.
You think he's gonna say no?
No. But I need his technical guy on the conference call.
Yeah, I'll be there. You just got to tell me what time, or I'll tell you what time, however you want to do it, Bill.
Well, no. Tell me what time you can get your technical guy on the phone.
Oh,
Or
okay.
on the
Okay.
Zoom.
All
Because
right.
I hate to say, I like Roy, but he doesn't have all the answers.
Yeah, the same guy we had on last time. Is he good?
Well, you have somebody better?
It's who I can get, I guess, Bill. Yeah. But he's adequate, right?
He's adequate. Give me a couple of times. I'll reach out to my guy.
Sounds great. All right, I'll do it.
Hey,
Thank
Roy,
you.
put in the chat room exactly what you said, what this AI targets.
Put it in the chat.
Yep.
It targets everything.
Bill knows.
My suggestion would be we can schedule to have Roy be the featured speaker,
Yeah.
whenever you're ready, like within the
Great
next
idea.
week or two.
Yeah,
Great
Good
idea.
thinking.
Okay,
either time.
all right, we'll follow up, Bob and I will follow up with you about that. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
It's hard to break it down into just a paragraph, but I've got a little video that explains it too, and all that other kind of thing. So if anybody needs it sooner than when I can talk, then I can give you the video, and that'll give you a really good idea what's going on.
Yeah, if you have the video now, if you could post a link for that, I'm sure all of
okay.
us would definitely
All
jump on that.
All right, let me
All right.
figure that out, and I will do
Fantastic.
that.
Thank you, Roy. Moving
Thank
on to Russell Lookadoo. Good morning, Russ.
Good morning, folks. Hopefully none of you suffered any flood damage if you're in Southern California. My storeroom turned into an indoor swimming pool. But I'm the HR guy for small business. Who do I want to meet? Those business owners are going, my employees are driving me nuts. But even more, if you can connect me with those, Paul Levine was a CPA for a couple of weeks. And Paul, if you ever had that client who was talking to you when you're talking about his books and he talked about his employees are driving him nuts, that's a great referral. And I enjoy being in this group. Sometimes I don't, I enjoy it. I'll just leave it at that. And we'll see you guys, the HR guy for small business.
Thank you, Russ. And moving on, Betty Withrow. Hi, Betty.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, all. I'm Betty Withrow, and I really enjoy being in this group too. I collaborate with Roy sometimes on different projects, and I'm also working with Paul and learning from Paul as we're putting together his books and multimedia. So I am about communication, writing, and all those types of things, including multimedia platforms. I have a collaborator who puts together digital magazines now. And so if you want content, or you know somebody who needs content, anyone who's an expert in their field, who has so much knowledge that they're just hogging it and the world needs to get their share, then please put them in touch with me and we'll find ways to collaborate. I love working with brilliant people who get it and have something to offer that's going to make the world a better place.
By the way, before you move on, Betty and Greg, her partner, have put me into the Paul Levine show every Thursday at 11 a.m. Tune in and you'll learn something about real estate, income taxes, saving money.
Awesome. And then Betty, you have something to do with a book that you wrote. Want to share that with us again?
Yeah, that's right. The Essential Excuse Handbook, 77 Ways to Keep from Doing Anything at All. This is the cover. It's very spontaneous and humorous take on a very serious topic. It's on Amazon, and you can get it cheap on Kindle because there's a real need for it. We all know there's way too many excuses kicking around. Hey, all right, Russell, way to go.
All right.
Yeah, and So if you want to, number one, get out of doing anything, you have a volume of excuses that you can call on, which will prevent you from getting anything done at all. Or you can flip those excuses and use the questions that I provided to get a new take on what the excuse is actually saying when it shows up and how you could view the situation differently.
Why do
So
I
thanks
keep
for the
hearing?
reminder, Scott. I'll put the link in the chat in case anybody
Very
wants to
good.
grab a
Why do I
copy.
keep hearing Paul Simon when I'm reading this book, though? Anybody remember that?
50
that
ways
ballad?
to leave your lover.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. But you have 77 ways, right?
Yeah, as someone pointed out, this is probably volume 1 because there's an infinite number of excuses, and it's all about how they don't work. So, but you know, like I said, if you don't want to get anything done, there's lots of different ways. You know, they're numbered. Doing this will put me on the spot. Number's 58. Have you ever been on the spot? What does that mean? And how is that working to your advantage if you accept it instead of saying you don't want it?
You
Yes,
know,
I-
we should talk about challenges that people have. Because what happens is we get trapped in our own minds. I talk about this all the time. And maybe that's something we should also do in our meetings is how are you trapping yourself? And I think that will take this whole group to a whole new level. Does that make sense? Do you agree?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. My personal favorite is what I like to call creative loafing.
That was a street newspaper in Charlotte and
Oh, yeah, I was
Charleston.
in Atlanta too.
in Atlanta. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
used to love to read
Okay.
creative loafing.
Huh.
Do you ever think
Beautiful.
about taking what you're writing about here and then making another book that makes it into a comedy?
Right.
Let's do it. Okay, moving on now. Our good friend, the human Rolodex, Alan Holmes. Good morning, Alan.
Good morning, Mr. Scott. Welcome back. Looking good, sir. Betty, I loved your new book. I sent you. I saw your post this week. So definitely, I would like to connect soon because your community is the essence of business, and I am the master connector to build it. That was Betty Withrow. Wow, what a week I've had. Somebody messed around and gave me a show. And now I can yammer every Wednesday at 8 a.m. So I love to interview all of you beautiful people. So that helped. I have access to a new unscripted reality show that's going to launch only on websites. It's never been done before. There is a new nonprofit. It's a project that I'm working with that has a a give back cashback program. So lots of great ideas and so forth. I have a new platform that I am marketing all my different offers, and so it's allowing me to truly expand my master connectors / mastery of collection resources. So it's been a great week, but thank you for allowing me to be here on this mission. With Mycity, I have a couple of referrals for some individuals, Mr. Burke Franklin, as well as a couple others on here because I met some amazing people this week. I'll leave it at that. So, Scott, it's your world, you and Bob's world. So, thank you for allowing me to be here, and happy Friday.
Well, you certainly add to it, Alan. So thank you very much.
Alan's new interview show is great, and he is a super moderator too.
Oh, behave yourself. Yeah, love you, Roy.
I already saw the first one. It's great.
All right, I got some catching up to do. All right, when things are posted online, shows online, it can live forever, right? So it's great. That's a great condition to have. Moving on to our friend Ed Cicinnato. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning. Good morning. Ed Cicinnato. I'm with Edward Cicinnato and Associates Dream Vacations, and we have just started a new promotion called the Extra Day extra adventure sale. It's because there's an extra day this month, in case you didn't know. So if you're ready to take the leap into extraordinary adventures, seize the extra day this February with our extra day, extra adventure sale. And as your dedicated travel advisor, I really want to help you plan your future vacations and make the most of every moment with our extensive, exclusive travel savings. In the chat, I put in the link to our landing page so you can see all the promotions, but I've got like 10 or 11 of them. Beaches, vibrant cityscapes, or serene mountains. I can help you find a once in a leap year vacation for an unbeatable value. And oh, by the way, I added my 11th associate on yesterday.
Cool.
Oh, and there's no fees for my services.
That's great.
Got employees, got problems, give me a call, Ed.
Huh?
I said, if you got 11 employees, you got problems, give me a call.
They're associates.
As I said, the 1099.
1099.
Those are actually harder to manage than W-2. Ask Bob. And even if you offshore them, they can be headaches.
By the way,
No, they're not. No, they're all US based.
but by the way, why don't your company just call Sadie Hawkins Day Special? You know, really.
Okay. Very good stuff. Thank you, sir. Our friend Bill Schweber is up next. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. I think I went already. I butted into everybody else's conversation, but I do IT data forensics for major litigation. And usually a lot of the companies that I'm involved in have thousands and thousands of employees because they're being sued over something or other. I also run a legal networking group with Mosh over there. He's my right-hand man or my left-hand man, whatever you want to call it. And we are looking for attorneys and accountants to join us. Not that we're totally exclusive, but we're semi-exclusive. If you do business with a lot of attorneys and accountants as well, we could get you into the group.
Okay. And I'm just assume you got your info posted in the chat.
No, but Marshall posted, right, Marshall?
All right. Thank you very much, Bill. Next up, we've got our friend from Arcadia, David T. Morning, David.
Friday, everyone. David T. with Coldwell Banker Real Estate. I specialize in residential, multifamily, and real estate investments for my clients. This past weekend, I actually had a client that came over and met him at the open house, and it turns out that his parents are actually getting a little bit older, and they're getting tired of living in their two-story home. Here at Coldwell Banker, we actually have a program called Real Vitalize, which will help with painting, kitchen, bathroom upgrades, electrical upgrades, all at no upfront cost. So it's a great strategy for us to help our clients with no money out of pocket to get the opportunity to sell their property at the best prices and at the highest prices with our program. So would love an opportunity to share that with anyone that's looking to downsize or perhaps looking to move and want to sell their property for the top dollar. David T. with Coldwell Banker here in Greater LA and Southern California.
That's interesting that there are these new solutions catering to our aging population.
Yeah,
is that a new program?
Yeah, it is. It's been around for about 2 years, and we're finding that a lot of these homes that we're looking at has a lot of deferred maintenance, and this client of mine really wants their parents to be a lot closer to them. So we're looking at some condo options where it's a little bit easier for them to access their daily routine and such. So that two-story home is no longer an option for them.
Interesting. Good stuff. Thank you, David. And now we've got our esteemed colleague, Phil Wolfstein. Good morning, Phil.
Well, good morning, everyone. Just love this group. It really is fun to be here and to know everyone over a long time. Phil Wolfstein with Zoom Business Brokers. I'm a certified business broker. What I do is I help business owners find qualified buyers for their business. And I wanted to share this morning, just for a couple minutes here, the new IBBA, the International Business Broker Association, and the M&A Source Pulse report, market report just came out. It was released for the fourth quarter of last year of 23. And very recent, it was conducted between Jan 1 and 15, and 382 business brokers and M&A advisors fill out answer a bunch of questions. I think there were collectively completed 330 transactions in the quarter between the group. And the number one reason they might want to know why people are selling or want to exit their business is, as you kind of would expect, would be retirement now with the baby boom generation. And even though retiring is a foreseeable milestone, everybody knows at some point, you're not going to be able to run your business anymore. You need to transition. People are still not engaging in proactive planning to sell the business. So, to prepare and get it run, particularly on Main Street. So a few key statistics real quick. Number one reason why sellers went to market by deal size is on deals less than $500,000. Retirement was 53%, burnout 18%, two key categories, $500,000 to $1 million, 59% retirement, 10% burnout, 1 to 2 million, 53% are retirement, 11% burnout, and 2 to 5 million. That probably right for right now. They'll do it 68% retirement and 7% burnout. When you look at business owners who engaged in exit planning prior to the fourth quarter of last year by deal size, not surprisingly, less than $500,000, 74% none, 16% less than a year, and $500,000 to $1 million, 67% none, and 16% one less than a year. And 1 to 2 million, 63%, 24%, 2 to 5 million, 57%, 20%. The takeaway here is most business owners, 25, 30 years, have been doing it a long time. They don't do any planning to maximize the value when they eventually decide to sell. And if they do, the majority of these businesses, it's within a year. In other words, when they kind of finally come to that decision to sell, then they engage or they try to prepare for it. Bad strategy. We all know, okay, the more preparation, if 2-3 years in advance, having a plan, an exit strategy, getting your business ready to sell is going to let me do my job a lot more effectively to actually get that goodwill value, certainly, but to get to the value of that business and really prepare it for sale. So I think all of us are dealing with business owners, sellers, I guess, that are looking to retire, think about it, encourage them, start soon. I like my tagline is, if not now, when? I don't want to do it right now. I'm not going to get to it. The sooner they start and engage with a business advisor, financial advisor, business broker, what's the value of my business worth on today's market, arm's length to a qualified buyer, the better. That's how you get the results.
Let me ask you a quick question. Do you also work with franchise businesses? Just for my own edification.
Zoom Business Brokers does. I don't. I choose not to work with on franchise deals. We do have a couple of brokers that specialize or that are very familiar with whatever that franchise may be. We're selling, for example, at Kumon right now, one of the brokers selling educational franchise, yogurt shops, whatever. I mean, all types of franchise operations. But for me, I don't do hospitality, restaurants. My focus is really on manufacturing. That said, I'm doing like an electrical contractor, bookkeeping and accounting, staffing business, as well as precision machining and manufacturing. That's kind of my wheelhouse.
Thank you for
Interesting.
clarifying.
All right. Thank you so
I
much, Phil.
Phil, I got an image for it. If I can, I can't screen share. I was going to share a little image, but never mind.
Okay. You can always paste it in the chat, and then people can look at it. And we're going to move on now to Burke Franklin. Good morning, Burke.
Good morning. Just in time. Great speech there, Phil, talking about business plans. Business Power Tools started with a business plan template. I helped a client get a deal with Apple. They wanted to see his business plan because back in the day, or even the numbers today are, in a year, 20% of businesses fail. By year 2, 30% go out of business. And by year 5, half of them are out of business. And the SBA did a study of the businesses that failed and discovered that 65%, call it 2/3 of them, had no business plan at all, which is why why Apple wanted to see my friend's business plans, because they wanted to be sure his business would thrive and continue to develop and support the product. Now, most people think, oh, I don't need a business plan because I'm not a startup. Well, yeah, you do need one for a startup. You need it for raising capital. You got to tell your story to the investors. Why your product or service, why now, and why from you. That's the most important part. And a VC came into my office one day and said, Burke, show me something I can believe. And that's the biggest thing. I went to an investor conference the other day, and the investors at the after party were talking about, I just don't believe these guys. And so you've got to really put together financials, numbers, a plan, a whole strategy, what problem you solve, who's got it, how many of them are there, how does this business work, who are you competing with? It's everything. And you wonder why it takes 6 months to get funded is because you don't have your act together. And so Biz Plan Builder is designed to do all of that. And at the other end, the far end of the spectrum, to Phil's credit, he's mentioned plan at least a half a dozen times in his talk this morning. And the business plan helps you transition the business. It helps make a case for somebody buying the business, why this thing's got a lot of upside and life in it and how it works. So it's also the user manual you get. So anyway, take a look at businesspowertools.com. I'm happy to give you a tour and show you how it works. Thanks.
All right.
Man, I really think we should do a webinar. You and I should get together, do a short video, and it's just it's such a great matchup there to
Let's do that.
do
Yeah.
some type of show or something.
I'm making a note here to call you about that.
Yes, Phil and Bert. I would love to have you on my show, and we can do it together.
Hey, great,
both.
Alan.
Yeah,
That sounds terrific. Let's do it.
Alan Holt.
Instant synergy. Love it.
There we
Okay.
go.
Thank you, gentlemen. And next we're going to move on to David K. Are you available to talk, David? You're muted, but
Yep, I'm
go.
here. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, sure can. Thank you.
Okay, hold on. Oops. Sorry about that. David K with ADP. I do small business corporate retirement plans and also employee benefits. So a lot of people don't know ADP is actually the #1 401k provider in the country in terms of number of plans, with over 150,000 plans on the books. We also do insurance, including workers' compensation, health insurance for small businesses as well. So we're not just a payroll company. We do HR outsourcing. We have a product called Total Source, which is a total outsource solution for HR. So if you're a small business, you're looking to outsource your HR, you're looking for a large corporate retirement plan for a small business, we're your solution. ADP Total Source is actually the second largest private employer in the country after Walmart. So we offer as a PEO, where a smaller business can come on board and get the large company workers' comp and health insurance rates, even though they're a small business. So if you have a workers' comp, your X mod is high and you've had maybe 1 or 2 incidents that raise your workers' comp or health insurance, chances are you could get approved on the Total Source platform and you could get a larger company solution. I specialize in corporate retirement plans, but I work with a team that does the Total Source solution, as well as workers' comp and health insurance. So if you're looking for large company corporate retirement plan, I know the with the Cal Savers, a lot of people have questions about that. If you have a company with 5 or more employees, W2 employees, you're going to have something in place by January of next year. So talk to me about that. I'm more than happy to consult on anything corporate retirement plan as well. David K. I'm going to put my information in the chat.
Okay, thank you, David. And where are you located?
I'm in LA.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much. Is this your first time here?
Yeah, I was here last week.
Okay,
Russell actually referred me to yeah, where I'm in a group called San Fernando Valley Chamber of Commerce with Russell. So I'm in Western LA, and Yeah, so a good referral would be, anybody like Russell, fractional HR, fractional CFO, CPA, financial advisor, small business owner, that kind of thing. Anybody in the employee benefit space would be a good referral for me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And next, we're going to move to Kurt Roskoff. If you could unmute yourself and introduce yourself, Kurt.
All right. Thank you very much. I am here for you out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA, and I love marketing. I love helping people do next steps, from being in mastermind calls like this to roll up our sleeves and take a look at what are we actually going to get done after all this talking. So I put in the chat some free things that you can do. One is No Card. Another is Easy Expo. And then we are working with Alan Holmes on the note card and also podcasting. So I'm loving what we're hearing, that some are going to be guests with Alan on his show. And so I'm here to help. Let me know what I can do. And I want to keep learning about all your businesses. And then as we learn it, share it out to those that I know. Let's do those professional business introductions and keep promoting mycity.com. Back to you.
Wow, that was very interesting, Kurt. Thank you. Good stuff. And next, we're going to go to someone who recently showed up for the meeting, Emily Goldberg. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning, everybody. I am Emily here in Madison, Wisconsin. I've been helping Kurt the last few years on a number of different projects. And I put a few links in the chat as well, but one of the things I also put in there is that if anybody is or knows of anybody who is involved with a nonprofit, or even if you're just interested in any particular nonprofit, and would like to create between a 30-second and 2.5-minute video about your involvement or why you like the nonprofit and so on, I can help promote it on Nonprofit TV Network, who's out of Texas, on like their Facebook or LinkedIn page, because they're all about promoting all of the great nonprofits that are out there. And I've been working with them for the last little while here, so I can put my information in the chat for anybody who is interested in that. So
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Emily. And welcome back, Moshe. You're up right now.
Hey, everybody. My name is Moshe Math. As you can hear, I'm losing my voice, and the only person who is upset about it is my wife, because she's not around to enjoy it. I'm with Neurotrained Sciences. The best way to describe our system is our top-end model of similar to massage chairs at the airport. Ours is what we call sonic massage, where we use sound, light, and vibration to take your mind and body through a voyage leading to relaxation through brainwave entrainment. And I can describe brainwave entrainment real quick, and that is when your computer stops working and it's either too heavy or too expensive to throw against the wall, you turn it off and on again and hope you forgot it had a problem, and that's what we're doing. In terms of referrals, for me, in fact, that's part of my interest in Mr. Schreber's program, is the fact that there's so many people are dealing with burnout and other aspects like that. Having this, something like this in the office, it's a 20-minute session, helps you feel better throughout the day. It can be used multiple times without any harm. So that's one group. So the executives, and also we have a portable version. So if they want to put it in the office and have people use it on their own time, that again, offices, different types of offices could be ideal situation, as well as spas, places like that, or even gyms where people want to use it after they've worked out to help feel better, because sometimes some of the pain they have is the brain thinks that they still has a problem, even though the problem isn't there anymore. So by rebooting the brain and not sending signals to an area they think is an issue, that helps someone feel better and recover quicker from workouts and sporting events. Thank you for your time.
Okay, and I can vouch for the chair. I had the experience of a session. It's incredible. I still think about that, and that was from back in October.
I'm hoping to
Make a
have to come out
motion.
to I'm hoping to have to come. I'm hoping to have to come out to California in business, and I promise you, if I can get out there, and I'm going to bring my system with me if I can, and I'll be glad to place you on again.
All right, thanks. That'd be awesome. Okay, and I will, we lost a few people that were here earlier, so sorry about that for those folks. But I'll just say, to quickly introduce myself, I'm Scott Harrell. My business is LifeTree Prosperity. I'm a financial services professional. I specialize in life, health, Medicare and annuities, insurance. I also do group health, and I work with small businesses. I have a lot of systems that can help you reduce the overhead costs of your running your business and improve the way your business operates. And I'm based in Long Beach. And now we're going to move to our fearless leader who's got some great news to share with us, Bob Friedenthal.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So one of the things that we are supposed to be launching today, it was supposed to be yesterday, but hiccups, is the AI component within mycity.com. Now, what's the value? The value is we've got literally millions of pieces of information like phone numbers, city, state, zip codes of people that have become clients over time, and their connections, all their data is available. So it's an easier way to reach out to people that you want to be associated with. One of the things I talk about, and I repeat myself routinely, is that most people get their new business by referral. How many of you, I'd love to see a show of hands, how many of you can say that? So the vast majority of people in this group, if not everybody, I don't know anybody not getting their business by referral. Maybe I should ask that. Just, say something. Okay, so everybody's getting their business by referral. And part of all these processes, the reason this group exists is because of the referrals. That's the main purpose of it. And studies show that roughly 60% of most people's business comes by referral. Anybody disagree with that?
We all agree.
Everybody agrees. Okay, so networking is the essence of the strength of being able to give referrals, isn't it? So within Mycity, there is software called the Mycity referral software. And what would be just absolutely incredibly fantastic is for us to show other people so this group can grow. We want to grow the group. There's too much strength here not to help you grow. So part of the whole objective is giving referrals and then promoting the fact that this is a group of people that do referrals. So if you have referral and you don't know how to use it, need help, talk to me. I'll walk you through, if not even do it for you. That sound decent? You like that?
Absolutely.
Especially
Anybody?
the do it for me part.
Yeah, I'd be more than glad to do that, because I'm here to promote this group. I'm here to make this a group that no other groups work like. So what happens is when you do a referral, we also submit it to Google so it can get publicized on the internet. Anybody, any questions, objections, anything?
What does more than glad mean?
Gee, let's see.
Delighted.
Well, I can,
I think I might have
Bob,
to go back and ask my mother.
I'm more than glad.
I'm extremely happy. Does that one work?
Yeah.
Bob, it's like this week I've made several referrals to SBA lenders as an example, part of the transaction. So you know, SBA lenders, several referrals to transactional attorneys that specialize, you know, obviously relating to business sales, financing, transactions. So whether or not you know, they may be in my contacts in LinkedIn. I'm not sure if they are, probably are, but I'm just wondering if how to capture that in my city to share the information, you know, just to get that exposure. But I'm not sure, you know, to log in, try to put that data in and capture
Give me
that.
the
We talked about that
information.
before.
Give me the information. We'll figure it out. Might create another way of thinking for a solution too. So when
Yeah.
you refer them, how are you physically referring them? Are you
By
doing?
email, in this case, by email or by phone, by phone discussion, then basically email introduction.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay. So what will happen is we can put that into the system and take that you know, the information, the data, and submit it through Mycity, and then that gets sent over to Google as an example, so that people get the notoriety, the advertising, so to speak, that you're a referral person. One of my favorite sayings is people always want to rub shoulders with people that give referrals. It's the easiest
Yeah, the
form.
reason for the group, the reason I'm sort of bringing that up is because when I've done this before and done referrals on Mycity, Bob has posted it. He has a referral on LinkedIn saying, you know, this is Phil Wolfstein introduced this person to this person. I've gotten some great what do you say, when they not likes, but when people impressions, is that I've gotten a lot of people are looking at that, and even weeks and months after, there's, you know, I've got 400 500 people that notice that and see that. So if you're making a referral, it's just, I like the idea of posting more of those consistently on LinkedIn, because it attracts people. They look at it and say, oh, we're making a referral. What referral? Who, you know, maybe I can use that. So it's a good way to promote and I think get your brand out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, like I said, everybody wants to rub shoulders with people that give referrals. The BNI model, givers gain. They always talk about, you know, first of all, in BNI, you have to give referrals, otherwise you get kicked out. And so what they do is they promote within to the other people that are part of a group, the referrals that are being given. So look, do it. It might even cure some of your ailments that you're trying to solve. And you're trying to solve getting more business. True? Anybody
Yeah, I
here
heard-
not trying to get more business?
I heard a saying way back when that says if someone doesn't like you, your product or service, no, if someone likes you or your product or service, they'll tell maybe 3 people. If they don't like you, your product or service, they'll tell like 13 to 20.
Yeah.
So the statistics right there suck, because you can only blow it at 1/5 of the time and you're done. So in this case, if we got lots of positive people talking, we could up it from 3 to 30, that you can, you know, not that you can afford to screw up, but nevertheless, you want to get as many positive references out there as possible.
Bingo. Bingo. Hit the nail on the head with that one.
You can really see that on Yelp when they say 1 star, and if I could give 0, I would. You see a lot of those.
When Yelp only seems to post the negatives, you have to pay them to post the positives. It's sort of an extortion.
True. So
Well,
I used to compete against Yelp, and I decided I didn't want to do it anymore.
Those 12 people tell 12 people who tell 12 people. Pretty soon you got 100 people.
Great, yeah.
Right.
What was that hair? I really forgot the name of the hair, the shampoo. It wasn't Pro. It was I told 2 people, and they told 2 people, and so on and so on. You just see the TV screen fill up because of all the referrals. So that's always been in my head. That commercial was out about 50 years ago plus. So it's still sick. But I got to tell you, if there's anybody out there who would put a 0 for Yelp, would be my wife.
Yeah.
I'll give you a 0 for Prel. I still have my hair because I don't use that shit. Anyway, yeah.
Well, okay,
People
we're all
like to
dating
bitch.
ourselves here, folks.
We're cute.
People just like to bitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I've read hotel reviews, I've read resort reviews, and I'm going, that's not the resort I stayed at.
yeah.
People will look for the tiniest thing, right? And they seem to have an expectation that nothing ever goes wrong. Nothing should ever go wrong, that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Well, I know people tend to speak up more when they're dissatisfied than when they're satisfied.
True,
Yeah.
So that's,
true.
you have to reward them in expectation of working with them and then reward them after they've worked with you, and then you might get a better response.
Well, you know, it
Um,
makes you step up to the plate too. You know, if you're getting negative reviews, your obligation is to fix it. Right?
Absolutely. I just
By the way,
wanted to point out before anything else, folks, that people have posted a bunch of very valuable links in the chat. So if you haven't gone in to check those out, you might want to either do a screen snap or just click on the links directly and take a look at them later. So thank you all for having contributed this week in that regard. And then let's carry on as you are.